Good morning, Rome. I'm your host, the Honorable Crustanius, and you're watching K-Rome 9, bringing you your latest news and sports. Unfortunately, we just got word that the Honorable Caesar has died, but fortunately for us, we have someone live on this.
As you can see now, Caesar's laying on the floor, stabbed to death by Brutus and the conspirators. It's been a really big tragedy for Rome. He was a very beloved man. The reason why Caesar was stabbed to death was for them thinking that he had lots of ambition towards Rome, and once he gains power, he will take over Rome for his own needs and lose control for the empire.
Caesar's passing isn't a light thing to swallow. It's like eating a tuna sandwich on a hot summer day. But that's not important. What is important is Portia's love for Brutus. Why don't we get a clip of that going?
During one's life, there are people that will walk out and others that will stay for the ride. Some of these people might be your family or your friends or your soulmate. In Brutus's case, it was his soulmate Portia. Portia was his beloved wife, the person that loved him unconditionally and cared for him. Portia played an amazing role as a wife. She was there for her husband, cared for him, and protected him. What else can you want in a wife? Come on now. When Brutus was plotting Caesar's death, she felt the vibe he was giving off. Portia asked Brutus to trust her by saying, "Dear my lord, make me acquainted with your cause of grief." She cares. What part doesn't he get about that? She clearly knows her husband like the back of her hand. She started to feel like she was not Brutus's wife. She goes and says, "Am I not your wife? Am I just another female to you? Like, why are you making your wife feel this way? Don't get it." However, Brutus wouldn't even open his mouth to say something. All he said was, "Yeah, you're my wife." When Brutus had gone with the conspirators to kill Caesar, Portia worried for her husband. I mean, what good wife wouldn't worry for their soulmate? I mean, he could be dead by now for all she knew. But her instinct was enough to send Lucius to go.
Portia is undeniably in love with Brutus, but what comes from love? Herpes. I'm just kidding. But herpes, what you should know.
Fellow Romans, a very dangerous disease has broken loose. We are warning you that it's very dangerous. It's highly contagious and is known as herpes. It is contracted through sexual intercourse. Please, we are urging you to be very cautious about it. The gender has nothing to do with who it infects. Please take as many precautions as possible.
Well, herpes is a fun subject to talk about. Now we have a word from our sponsors.
Ever wish you had a giraffe? Well, Caesar did, so he went and got one. So you should too, for 19 easy payments of 90 drachmas.
Giraffe in your opinion, long-necked camel in mine. This is it, folks. This is the event we were waiting to hear. Finally, we have the amazing Justator teaching us how to throw the amazing thing we all know as discus.
Romans, come join me tonight at the Roman amphitheater for the discus competition, where Romans compete to see who can throw the disc furthest. They proceed in the following fashion. First, they enter the ring and focus on their foot placement. They proceed to make sure that their hands are in place, and then they throw. As seen.
I always look forward to discus on Good Morning Rome. It's been leading up to this, the juicy conversation I had to Justator about Cassius' suicide. We're finally going to know the details about what happened that cold day. Hello, Justator. Nice to see you. What can you tell me on Cassius' suicide?
Well, I think I found it very ridiculous how he had to commit suicide because he couldn't handle killing Julius Caesar.
And why do you think he couldn't handle that?
I think it's because the guilt was really eating him. He complained that Caesar was a weak man, but in reality, it seemed that he was a weak man.
So Cassius was jealous.
I'm sorry?
Cassius was jealous?
Yeah,
So he took his own life because of jealousy.
exactly.
Wow. Well, that's all the time we have. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Well, folks, that's all for today. This is Crustanius signing out.